actually found all the main story quest levels. I have to start grinding. Spending extra XP. Any issues really, but it's pretty much single classed it. Alright. Just reading through my free company messages. Hello, we're back. Alright. And we're doing some main story quest. So, let's go. So they managed not only to expand the fissure, but to manipulate it as one might a gate. Astonishing. Is there any chance I can learn more how this feat was accomplished? I will tell you what I can. However, first I must return to the High Crucible and arrange to replace the Guardians you so handily destroyed. It will not do to leave the gate undefended. Oh, my apologies. Perhaps I touched zealous and I rushed to uncover the vault's secrets. If the constructs can be repaired, we would be happy to offer our assistance. That will not be necessary. Much as I require spare vessels for myself, we would duplicate guardians on hand, and for such we keep duplicate guardians on hand for such eventualities. In any case, we shall return to Razatan. I need to do some Loporite stuff. Alright, let's do it. waterways.
I'm a lean, cleaning machine. I actually love the machine over there. We're going to upgrade it, you say? Huh, music to my ears. Here, please use the materials to craft a component from enhancing the power supply. Anyway, we'll take it off your hands when it's ready. And if you require more materials, just let me know. All right. What can I make? The cleaner upgrade component does not have to be good. I need to read what they had to say here since I'm making this crap. The first one, Dawn Waterways one, is out here solo. Cleared all paths, got all journal entries unlocked, but not always. It is super slow solo. Yeah, boring as all get out.
Oh. Out there. Okay. Don't worry about that then. Let's go outside and get this done. What am I even looking for here? There should be a prototype supporter around here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Prototype supporter. Just had to pick it up. The supporter ceased to function. Managing Way will be easier to have it back. I'll be eager to have it back. All that's left is in here. Your percent have a cleanup component for me. There you go. Much obliged. I have to live to event anyway at once.
So our friend tends to come up with nonsensical inventions. With appropriate management, he also produces highly useful ones. I shall do my best to steer his genius in the right direction. Ah, you're back, and none of us still aware. Thank goodness. You were able to retrieve our runaway supporter, I hope. Here you go. Oh, we're running to death. Lest you wonder, this machine was designed to serve as our playmate. Taken off as it did, it appears to mistakenly identify the elegant weapons as friends. We all need dreams. The fine thing for inventing would do delicate to realizing this. It's just we didn't create work for others in the process. It rather defeats the purpose of coming up with inventions to make our lives easier. My dancing skills are second to none. You can show me your moves, but I've already won. How many times have I trounced you exactly? And for a Dance Dance Revolution? You like that? This is a turn, don't make me. I mean, is that really the best you can do? Then do it again. You can't, can you? Oh, you mean this? I wanted to do this back in my homeland, near Norland. Oh, that's amazing. The mystery of the moves will render. And I do surrender. How strange. Watching your dances fill me with inner peace, I feel confident and courageous. This isn't over. I may retreat, but next time I will not be beat. I'll chase my dream till I'm king of the room. I'll have my revenge and we'll meet again soon. Oh, you're back. I guess I showed you when you dashed past with tears in his eyes, so I assume you when you were about. Oh yeah, I messed him up. Well, don't you, sir? It sounds like it will require more of your time in the future. I do hate to trouble you, but sometimes I wonder if he isn't simply past... Sometimes I wonder if he isn't simply new to playfellow. Now, thank you for your kindness, Piotr. Anything's happened. Hey there, Piping Wake. Good to see you, Piotr. Wouldn't you know it, after hearing us play on your instrument, a bunch of my fellow players are now hoping to join us. So many, in fact, that we frankly can't keep up with the demand. So, are you ready to use your help again? Sure. What do you need? Please see if you can craft a lubricant for these materials. It must take all matter of moving bits together, you know. Instruments are so delightfully odd. Or should you run out of materials, the doing supporter beside me can provide whatever you need. Alright. Let's get that taken care of. When instruments components, gold. Alright, get that taken care of. There you go. So let me know when you're finished. Here's some lube for you. That's beautiful. I'll be able to make such wonderful instruments with this, not to mention music. I'll take this marvelous component to the engineers. Thank you so much for lending us, Papa. Do give managing me my regards. I can speak English, I really can. Ooh. Let's... Lever up the light mage here. To this, when my dynamite is driven inside the barrel. You must help me get rid of them before they blow us both to smithereens. Oh yeah, you got it. It'd be nice if the game would let me help that paladin. Not bad. Alright. Back to culinary mastery. I did a little match for us. What about you? Are you a match for us? We love for us. We'll take over one day. Yes, we will. Doomed, I tell you. Doomed! Did you say something? Oh, nothing to really worry about. Those look like fairies with the rabbit ears on them. Yeah, they're stockpiling elaborate. The happiness manufacture elaborate carrots. Wonderful. Wonderful. Using these materials, I want you to prepare the components needed to make a polishing agent. Once you're finished, please deliver the items to manage anyway. And if you run out of materials, I'll furnish you with more from my stockpile. Just that one component in the support will be ready for the startup test. Here's your component. Oh, this is precisely what I need. Thank you. I'll install it once and commence testing immediately. Greetings and greetings. Hail, fellow. Well met. This is saving me. That should do it. Now, let's see if it managed to record properly.
Greetings. Hail. Well met. This is saving. This is...
Oh, dear, that's not good at all. The audio is getting corrupted. Perhaps the course has been coding for data. So, though much remains to be done, we've confirmed the supporter's operation. I'll keep working on my dream, the dream that everyone will be able to listen to their favorite sounds, be it a loved one's voice or a song, no matter where they are. I hope you'll lend me a hand again. Sure.
Alright, going to turn all these in, and also make the coins. Coin polishing agents.
Your returns and by your countenance, I take it you were able to assist them with the production roles. Thank you, Piotr. You played an instrumental role in helping our ways through their dreams to fruition. Hope you continue to do the same for others.
Sure thing.
And now, not only did you craft new little components, you also attended the startup test. Savingly would have appreciated that, I'm sure. I thank you as well. Through the hum of activities as we work on our songs we love, many of the sounds are worth preserving. Through efficient and effective management, I should do my part to help Savingly realize his dream.
Hey, up to level 89. Alright. And so next, I need to make coins.
Very well. Did you pretend to have some coin manufacturing components for me?
Here you go.
Excellent. I'll pass these on the coin away at once. Here's the Laparot carrot by way of thanks for your troubles. Judging by your expression, you seem to not pleased for the choice of reward, but believe me when I say there's a perfectly sound economic reason for it. You see, a currency is only worth something if people have confidence in it, and confidence comes from widespread circulation. That is to say, you're possessing the carrots imbues them with value that you yourself benefit from. That's on the other side of the proverbial coin, unless circulation diminishes the currency's value. Excess circulation diminishes a currency's value. It's a very balancing act. But rest assured, I shall manage it with all meticulousness. Balancing is my favorite thing.
Get our men done. Alright, let's see here. What's next? Brother's Grief. But you know what? I think I actually have a mission
and Old Charlene. We'll do that first. I remember correctly. There's culinary and stuff to do. And there is. Haha. Before I do that, how are we looking on this subject? Okay. Summoning. The Summoner of Love. All right, good deal. Let's get some culinary work done. I'm ready to begin the cooking. Yeah, there, the boy. Let's get some work done. Oh, Pietro. I've been trying and trying to make that ascorbic acid. I've done exactly as devised instructions, follow the steps of the ladder, but it's all in failure. As embarrassing as it is to admit it, I simply lack the expertise. The process requires a far more competent hand than mine. So here I am at the last, asking for your help. Once more. Please, I need you to manufacture the additive that'll perfect our perfect meal. Sure, I can do it.
Studium delivery commenced.
Hey.
All right. Okay. Coconut milk, containing sap, and elder nutmeg seeds. Okay, well, I will work on that soon. I'm going to take a potty break, and I think next is going to be a brother's grief. So, Alchemia. And Razatan. Sounds support there, and I'll be back in just a moment. Let's continue, shall we? And Nashville.
Oh, Inspector, why have you left me again? And where have you gone? No, this won't do. Get it together, Nashu. There's a case to be solved. Just you wait, Inspector. Your loyal assistant Nashu will solve the mystery of your disappearance. Again. And don't you worry, Peter. As soon as I have a new lead, you'll be the first to know. Until next time.
Alright, that's good. Gonna get a closing sequence here. Meanwhile, in Mare Lamentorum, I was just there. I need more water. With astute mind and explosive panache, you'll find the crime, cut the case in a flash. Dashing debonair, pure gentleman flair, our agent of inquiry, Hildebrand Manderville. See you, Inspector. That's thoroughly amusing. All right, I need to grab some more water, and then we'll continue with this and the other. Bird. All right. Let's continue, shall we? And Nashville.
Peter, I have a new lead, and just as I promised, you're the first to know. Before we get into the details, though, I should give you back your soul container. And they gave it a good scrub first, of course. Being the gentleman that he is, I'm sure the inspector wouldn't want to leave any lingering spiritual odors.
That's going to come out important.
There, now you can listen to my findings without having distracting thoughts like, when is Asher going to give me back my soul container? Now, as for the lead I mentioned, I was thumbing through a periodical and found an article on alien abduction. The way it was described is almost exactly like what happened to the inspector. It even had a little diagram of a man swimming in midair. Anyway, the author seemed convinced that the victim had been taken to the moon.
This crackpot theory sounds awfully familiar.
That's because it is. You'll remember Dorian, the Airstone Briefs. He was the one who wrote it. And he planned on doing research for the next edition of the moon itself. Apparently there's a portal or something in Garlemald that'll take you straight there. Oh, but a world-hopping adventurer like you must have been to the moon already. Know it like the back of your hand, I bet.
Actually, yes. Inexplicably.
I thought so. It'd be nice to have an expert guide me there to help me search for clues. What say you?
To the moon, Nashville. Bang, pow, straight to the moon.
Right, I'll start packing my bags. I don't know whether the weather is like on the moon, but I imagine Garlemald's a bit chilly the last time I was there.
Yeah, dress warmly. We're heading to the moon.
To Alchemia, where we will climb the steps in full armor. There. This is quite the gathering. To what do we owe the pleasure? I promise we will discuss the Void Gate further, but first we must attend to the matter of the vault's contents. As your instruments have no doubt informed you, the Capipo has been reduced to so much scrap. Please bring a new one out of the storage and see that it is conveyed to its post, along with a few lesser constructs. Was it tomb robbers? Was it tomb robbers? Fiends born of the Tower of Zot. By the sisters, do not tell me a blasphemy yet roams through you.
No, none of those things. I kinda may have messed it up with my friends. Mm-hmm. Mm.
Why such guilty faces? Surely it wasn't you who was responsible for this. Oh. Well, the details are not important. I shall see it done immediately.
Wonderful.
And with that, the vault will soon be secure once more. Now, I believe you had questions. Quite a few, in fact, but I'd like to begin with the gate itself. It is still functional, yes? Indeed it is, which is why I saw it sealed with an alchemically forged lock and warded with my magics. Such power must not fall into the wrong hands. In truth, the primary reason for the vault's construction was to keep the gate hidden from the outside world. So much effort for so little door. That little door you speak of leads to an abyss teeming with unspeakable horrors. And that said, in its current state, I would admit only the lowliest avoids it. And from this side, no man would be able to pass through. Now, man, I should think I'll finish with it. Give it further enough push. The physical side is only one consideration. The true restriction hinges upon the etherical density of the soul in transit. And yet you succeeded in expanding this diminutive portal and sending your Simelkun to the 13th. Thanks to my brilliant alchemists, I should have destroyed the anomaly when I found it, but instead, I bade them devise a means to control it. After much experimentation, they accomplished the impossible. A method was conceived by which my magics could manipulate the fissure and transform it into a serviceable gate. But the process has long since been forgotten. Once I'd given up searching for Ajah, there was no need to persevere. There's no need to preserve such esoteric and dangerous knowledge. Thus has the gate lain dormant for years uncounted. My own passage to the 13th is made relatively simple, thanks to the Crystal Tower. An ancient mechanism channeled the tower's vast stores of energy to open the Void Gate. One bound to a covenant made by the Cloud of Darkness. Once that sovereign entity was beaten back, however, the covenant was broken, and the doorway severed from its connection to the Void. Theoretically, it should be possible to reconnect the gate by forging a new pact with another Void Sent, but such deals usually end in betrayal and death.
In that case, we should attempt to gain an understanding of the Bounty Gate. Mayhap you could resume the search for your sister.
As I have already explained, I put those futile hopes to rest centuries ago. My place and my duty is here now. Ah, I had meant to ask. What prompted you to search for the vault in the first place?
We'll see if the legends were true. Honestly, curiosity will definitely kill a rabbit one day.
As you have seen, the fabulous wealth in the stories is quite real, if not its rumored origin. But I'm afraid I must assert the prior claim. I have been adding to that trove for years, little by little. But the time has come to spend it, that I might alleviate my people's suffering. But we have one mind. We have no intention of taking it for ourselves. Isn't that right, my friend?
That's true.
Your Excellency, would you object if I were to conduct a closer examination of that gate? I would make no attempt to open it, of course.
Debt that can never be repaid. Whatever boon you ask of me, you shall have it.
You are most gracious. I shall take full advantage of your permission.
Would that I could join me in my study, but the Loperites would be anxious to receive my report. I beg my leave of you. And I must be off to Charlene as well. Mistress Cryer was eager to speak with you on that request, so please come back to the annex as soon as you're able. Farewell for now.
We can discuss my findings once I return. You'll not be rid of me so easily.
Sure.
You may now undertake the Chronicles of New Era Quest series Myths of the Realm. Speak with a fresh-faced student about Destin Annex to accept the first quest. Myths of the Realm. The difficult part in all of this is deciding how best to put these riches to use. Will you lend me your assistance in these deliberations?
Of course.
Thank you, Piet. Piet and I are in this together. I will follow his example. Meanwhile, elsewhere, we return to the world of darkness. Is this our cloud of darkness? Doesn't look like a cloud of darkness. I sensed the breaching of the gate. It was not instigated from this side. It was thrown open from the other. I too felt it. A rare occurrence, yes, but such a tiny portal is beneath our notice. There are more pressing matters at hand. An opportunity is upon us, the coming of which we've awaited for nigh on 10,000 years. We dare not let it slip our grasp.
Yet we must not underestimate who bested the cloud of darkness. Each even restrained by a covenant, the cloud was only feeble wisp to be dispersed by some flesh and blood mortal.
Bah, let them come. I will drown the world and watch this fleeting gasp for breath in its final moments. Your zeal is admirable, but forget not our cause. Think back to our struggles beneath the sunless sky. Remember why we see not our will to fight. 'Tis time we set the war in motion and win redemption for our star. Are we going to save the 13th realm? Because that'd be awesome. Shall we begin? If we are to spend the treasure wisely, we must first determine which groups would benefit most from monetary assistance. Some of my citizens may find it intimidating to speak to the satrap directly, so I would ask that you act in my stead. Sure. Pietro, you to visit Agriadi and Yamal. Speak with Messiah and his people, and listen to their grievances. Justinian, I beg you do the same at Palaka Stand. I'll be conducting my own inquiries in the Giant Skull's grounds. Once you believe you have ascertained the needs of the populace, we can reconvene in Makadara. All right, sure. You know what? I can just go ahead and do that culinary mission right now. I'll just buy the stuff I need. Construct it. Turn it in. That'll be good. Is there not a marketplace here? Is it supposed to be this grand place and there's no market? Oof. Alright. In that case. To Old Charlene. Okay. Coconut milk. It's gonna require coconuts that I could get at Razat Han, isn't it? I need coconuts, which can be found at Razat Han. Where are the coconuts? I am smart. All right, well, how many coconuts do I need for the coconut milk? I know I need 4 coconut milks to make each. So 6 times 4 is 24. Times 6, holy cow. They make 3, okay. It's 24 times 2. That's not as ridiculous. So 24 times 2 is 48. I need 48 coconuts. What else do I need? Barkanan sap? And other nutmeg seeds. Yeah, okay. I need to buy the buckhead and sap. And what was the other? Elder nutmeg? Those are found in Elpis. How many of those did I need? So I need 48 coconuts and what else? And just 6 elder nutmegs. Oh, that's nothing. 6 elder nutmeg and then 48 coconuts. So let's go to Elpis first. Grab the 6 nutmegs because we can find that in anything. Okay. Several of these are ferrous. Heading that way already. Got any of them elder nutmeg seeds? We're just going to get way too many elder nutmeg seeds. Like 2 swings and we had plenty. Alright, what else should we grab while we're here? I think I've already got enough ironwood. Right? I can make some more ironwood, that's fine. I won't get that special whatever. And 48 coconuts. Made me feel better going to Elpis rather than going straight back to Thabern after I'd just been there and just left. Got more goodies, huh? Crystals. Give me your crystals. Alright, what else? More crystals. More. Alright, and then we'll grab whatever's over here. Legendary mature tree. Requires more perception. I don't have enough. Oh no! Oh, sad face. Oh. I'm not going to be able to get there. Yep. Abandoned node. Sad face. Alright, so. To Thavnarian. I want to go to Great Work. That's where the coconuts are. I need 48 of the bad boys. You know what? Let's repair and then go get it because I need to let my GP go up a little bit. Okay, well that was all I needed there. All right, coconuts. I need 48. I need 10 more. Four more. All right. So, next, work on some coconut milk, shall we? Make a perfect one, and then make some good ones afterward. Bit right there. And from there, let's just make the rest. I like that Barded. I assume that's from Dawntrail. Somebody had a chocobo and a sombrero. All right, back to old Charlotte. All right, so to the market board. Just right there, right there. Okay, what do I need? We need Birkanon sap. Birkanon sap, and I need 6 Birkanon sap. Fourteen is more than 6. Use some high quality ingredients next time because I have them. I just need to use them. Let's try this again, just not stupid this time. And there you have it. So one of those was garbage. We need to make sure we end up with 7 at the end. There's a test run. I still haven't made my high quality stuff yet. The stuff with high quality. Did I miscalculate? I appear to have miscalculated. I'll buy the rest of the coconut milk. Crap. How much more coconut milk do I need? Let's go ahead and do this. Basically just need 4 more coconut milk and we should be good. So 4 coconut milk. Two coconuts. I can get 2 coconuts, right? Surely I can get 2 coconuts. Do I even have 2 coconuts? I have 2 coconuts. Surely I have 2 coconuts already. I've stored 2 coconuts before, right? Surely I have. Is that all you'll get from me? Hope that satisfies you. That's what you asked for, yes? Well, then take it. All right. Any coconuts? No. That'll be all you get from me. How may I be of service, sir? I would have sworn we had more coconut. There they are, right there. They will be done. Okay. Coconut milk. I could have fast... whatever. could have quick crafted this, but I'm already most of the way there, so let's go ahead and finish this, shall we? It's like I'm going out of my way to screw this up. Come on now. There we go. I need 1 coconut milk. That was where I got confused. Yeah, it's just quick synthesize, man. That's where I got crossed. I got mixed up because of the fact that it was 3 and 4. That's what messed me up. It's like hot dogs in the hot dog bun, you know? It's just a little off and it messes everything up. That's what happened. We get right there. And that is. Okay. So I've got that. All right, you're back. Continue lettuce. All right. Turn all this stuff in and see where it gets us. That might get us the rest of the way there. Gets us to level 90, then we can finish up Culinarian. Be totally ready to head into Dawntrail.
Although our Mervyn bread needs a little viable absorbic additive. I may have failed in that endeavor, but I have faith that you'll succeed. Incredible. It's practically glowing with goodness. Well, this added to our creation, I have every confidence that the bread will pass any test we care to subject it to. Awesome. With your additive added to the mix, I put the batch of Mervyn bread into the oven to bake. She'll be ready any moment now.
That looks good.
This is the final fluffy result of much trial and error.
You know what that is? I know what that is. I saw it on First World.
That looks so familiar. I'll have a bite. Okay, but if I turn into a Sea Eater, I'm going to be very annoyed. It's actually much better than you'd think. And how does it taste? It definitely did not taste like a bat. Extremes of flavor, blending into a single river of ambrosia delight. I'm doing the wrong voices, by the way. This is a opera voice. I'm messing it up. Wonderful. And the texture? It's like biting into a soft-baked cloud. Oh, fantastic. And last but not least, what did you think about the aroma? It's like a siren scent of savory temptation with no mortal stomach can resist. Everyone has to eat this.
Everyone.
Exactly what I thought. All the desperate elements of coming together so well. Flavor and texture and aroma, not to mention the perfect balance of nutrients. I have you to thank for this delectable achievement. Yes, I believe the current incarnation of Mervyn bread has a good chance of swaying the form in our favor. You are attending the evaluation, aren't you? In fact, they must insist upon it. Yeah, sure.
Studio delivery complete.
I'm feeling very studious. I'm a consummate baker.
The world is thrilled with your efforts. She now considers you a consummate baker. And we're level 90. Let's go.
This is it, Pietro. The forum is ready to begin the evaluation process. We've worked tirelessly in perfecting our submission, but I have every confidence that Mervyn bread will be the winning candidate. Come, let us make our way to the rostrum, shall we? Oh yeah, let's do that. I'm excited for this. This is going to be amazing.
All right. Oh, I need to start a new venture. Trust it'll be worth my while. I perform a menial task.
Nice hat, by the way.
Hopefully next time you have something more meaningful for me.
All right, to the rust where we go. This won't be a problem. This will be perfect. I know I said I was confident, but the thought of actually standing before the forum has my stomach all in knots. Oh, courage, boy, courage.
Esteemed colleagues, we have convened today to evaluate and select a suitable candidate for our proposed meal substitute. As previously discussed, this meal substitute will serve as an emergency provision, such as when our usual sources of food are restricted or otherwise unreliable. To be considered viable, a submission must satisfy our stipulated conditions. Namely, it must be possible to prepare the meal using only the ingredients available in Labyrinthos, and it must also provide all the nutrients necessary to sustain day-to-day survival. Our first of two candidates is the Panaloaf, submitted by Professor Gavroche, with whom I am sure you're all familiar. The second is Bourbon Bread, submitted by one Miss Dubois, a student of the Faculty of Medicine. Members of the Council in Culinary Assurance will select one of these candidates following a thorough nutritional analysis and a trial consumption of the samples provided. I can't wait to absolutely kick this guy's butt. Like, nobody wants his bread. Everyone wants our bread. Is this an Iron Chef competition? Is that what this is? Our analysis has determined that both submissions meet the basic nutritional requirements to qualify as meal replacements. As they share the same nutritional value, the only consideration left will be to judge them upon taste. Even being generous, it would be difficult to describe the flavor of the Panaloaf as pleasing. Mervyn bread, on the other hand, is a culinary delight. On the grounds of this assessment, Mervyn bread is clearly the superior choice. I beg to differ. Yes, I admit that Panaloaf has little to offer in the way of gastronomic enjoyment, but have you considered the matter of the viewpoint of efficiency? Mervyn bread's flavor requires the addition of specific sweeteners and oils, not to mention a particular variety of yeast, a bold process which demands excessive time and exertion. The recipe for Panaloaf, however, was devised with simplicity in mind, allowing one to manufacture the same quantity of food with but a fraction of the effort. I implore you to reconsider your decision. After all, this is an emergency combustible we are discussing here, not some gourmet menu item. You do raise a valid argument, Professor. We have indeed overlooked the question of efficiency. Should the situation arise and necessitates the supply of emergency rations, then ease of manufacture would certainly be a primary concern. And in that respect, your Panaloaf holds a significant advantage.
Oh.
If I might offer an opinion.
Oh.
Master Felgost, to what do we owe this unexpected pleasure? Curiosity, mostly. I may be retired, but all this talk of a perfect meal piqued my interest.
Wait, I know you.
And I know your delicious Mervyn bread. 'Tis an unfortunate fact that fine food is oft regarded with contempt here in Charlene. Many see the pursuit of gourmet cuisine to be a trivial distraction, an inefficient use of one's precious time. Yet, when a tired researcher craves a refreshing cup of sweet tea, is it a question of simple desire? Or is it the body's way of signaling a lack of a certain nutrient? And what of the comfort afforded by these inefficient tastes and flavors? Surely we have all experienced the calm and reassurance provided by a hearty dish. The same principle can be observed with the soothing familiarity of home-cooked favorites. Why, when my academic combinations were frustrated by some intractable problem, is it for that very soothing effect that I visit my beloved last stand? As such, I submit that taste plays a far greater role in the well-being than simple enjoyment. Imagine, if you will, a prolonged crisis, and then tell me, which of these foods would you prefer to consume, day after day after day? Faced with the struggle to survive, which of these meals would best serve to bolster your mental and emotional fortitude?
which would keep you from wishing it would all end. To be perfectly honest, the very thought of eating Panaloaf for more than a single day brings me to the edge of panic. Hardly a state one wishes to be in when dealing with a crisis. Yes, even when taking into account the additional effort required in its preparation, a satisfying meal is more likely to contribute to a rational frame of mind, which in the long run may provide to be a more efficient benefit. Now that all interested parties have made their arguments, the time has come to put the matter to a vote. Which will it be? The results speak for themselves. Panaloaf, 1 vote. Mervyn Bread, 5 votes. Congratulations, Mr. Broy. Your submission has been accepted as Charlane's official emergency meal replacement recipe.
Yeah, good job. Professor, your research is still very much a part of... Hey.
His feelings got hurt.
Well, that wasn't your thing, at least until our last stand supporter chimed in. I never knew as a former member of the forum. I'd say we can safely call this the end of the matter. Although there is one last thing I'd like to ask of you, Pietro. Despite his rigid way of thinking, Professor Gavroche is not a bad person. Perhaps I can make him a nice meal to soften the blow of his loss, with a little expert help. Oh, I'll get my apron. I know you couldn't refuse, but when you have a moment, come and meet me at the last stand. All right, let's get this taken care of. Hey there, boy. Now as for our professor's meal, I thought we might make him a serving of fish cakes, one of our local specialties. According to Master Dickham, Mervyn and Gavroche used to eat them all the time during their student years. To prepare the fish cakes, take a white fish and some onion and grind it into a paste. Then add milk and pepper and knead well, and sprinkle in the flour before rolling the mixture into oval shapes and frying them in boiling hot oil. You don't need the entire recipe. But I would like you to prepare the all-important fish paste. The rest of the dish you can leave to me. If you find yourself lacking ingredients, Master Dickon can graciously agree to provide us with whatever it takes.
Ask and you shall receive. I'll pay what you see. I'll pay to see you wipe the frown off that sour-faced grump.
Right, let's get cooking. Chilean fish cake recipe.
Just now noticed I didn't upgrade my equipment at all. I have better equipment than this. Oh well. So gross.
There's your fish cake. How's your part of the recipe coming along? One pristine fish cake. Excellent. This will be the ingredient which brings the whole dish together. I've already sent a message to Professor Gavroche, asking him to meet us here. Hopefully he hasn't eaten yet.
Man, that looks so good. Oh my gosh. Oh, I would love that. Why did you send for me? To taunt me with your victory in the place I care for the least?
Of course not, sir. I only wanted to offer you this meal as a gesture of goodwill. Please eat and enjoy.
That was good.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. They may be simple dishes, but Charlotte does have its own local specialties. The art of quality cuisine was never wholly absent from our culture, despite what people think. I would never argue the importance of nutrition, but I believe what Master Javas says is true. Enjoyment of a meal tends to encourage digestion, thus is a more efficient intake of nutrients.
When I first proposed the recipe for Archon, I did so with Mervyn in mind. He was always so focused in his research. He neglected his dietary needs. And I thought to devise a convenient yet nutritious source of sustenance. It was taken from me before I had a chance to complete it. I was grief-stricken, angry at the loss of my friend, and his gourmet lifestyle became the target of my rage. But it pained me to admit it. He was responsible for his own actions. It was wrong of me to lay the blame on the thing I loved the most, the thing he loved the most. Loved too much, it seems. And after considering the arguments laid out in the evaluation, I'm forced to recognize that taste is an integral part of my work. I shall begin research on a new perfect meal, one which will taste even better than your vaulted Mervyn bread.
But Mervyn bread is never solely ours, Professor. It was your research and your panel loaf that provided the nutritional basis for our recipe. Well, Pietro and I simply improved the palatability while maintaining the balance which made it healthy in the first place. Mervyn bread is as much your creation as it is mine, or Pieter's. Which is why I implore you to continue improving it. With your resources and expertise, there's no one better positioned to solve the recipe's lingering issues with inefficiency.
In that case, I shall need an assistant. Together, you and I shall test the boundaries of what is possible in the field of gourmet health cuisine. Speaking of fine foods, I have one complaint about those fish cakes of yours. There are far too few. I seem to recall the dish being much larger back when Mervyn and I used to eat them. Are there any more, perchance?
Oh yeah, we can make you some more. I do believe this is the first time I've ever seen the professor smile. I'm glad our fish cake special had the desired effect. But my work at both Studium and the Last Stand has just begun. I have an entire city to convince of the health benefits of fine dining. Unfortunately, it seems the professor's on our side now. We can expect the laboratory's research to expand to our taste-related fields, and as part of my ongoing mission, I will do my best, my utmost, to see that it succeeds.
Ah, yes. This place is well suited for the study of flavor-based nutrition. We begin our research into more efficient preparation methods immediately.
Here I thought my days of frantically baking were over. Better wash out my mixing bowl. Thank you for all of your help, Piotr. I could not have asked for a more perfect kitchen mate. Please do come and visit me from time to time, both at the Studium and as a valued patron of the Last Stand. Sure.
Quest complete.
esteemed contributor to the Faculty of Medicine. You completed all of Deborah's tasks. She now considers you a virtuoso biker. Keep an eye out for anybody else. All we got left is the construction folk, and we don't have that. All right. First things first. Switch over to the goods. Repair. Be repaired. All right, what do we got? This is garbage. Okay. So, turn that in off stream. I'm looking down here and I'm like, I need to turn that in, but I'll do it off stream. It's not anything I need right now. Okay. Well, next is going to be sharing the wealth. It's summoning time. Okay. To Yamad. One's trying to set on us.
I met you.
Peter, I was so glad to see you'd returned unharmed. You finished with the boat, yes?
Sure. No problem, I can do that.
Anything the village desperately needs. Well, I suppose Kalash lost hit us the hardest. I've been trying to find buyers for my fish, but although I sell a few here and there, it's so much more difficult than it was before. Everyone's still struggling to rebuild their lives. For now, we're just banding together as best we can.
All right.
Hey, Junkmonger.
Greetings and welcome, traveler. This is your first visit to Favner, and you must try my special Amra Lassi. Its refreshing zest cannot be beat. What could such a wonder cost, you wonder? Nothing. Normally I'd part with 3 bottles for a generous price of 19,800 gil. But for you, I'm willing to go as low as even 11,000. You'd be practically stealing from me.
I am not Estinian.
Estinian? Who is... Ah! You're the man who was with that spear-toting fellow. Well, you can hardly blame a man for trying. The world may not be on fire any longer, but we're still sifting through the ashes, so to speak. My sister spared me. We might as well have that ugly tower back for the scant few travelers we see these days. I myself barely have the coin to buy at local prices. I tell you, if I did not charge my odd adventurer a small fortune for afternoon tea, I'd be scavenging for scraps on the street.
Understandable. Doesn't sound like the worst thing to happen, though. Hey there, guild staff. What's up? Is something the matter?
How fares the port? Well, it's in shambles, isn't it? The trade routes are open once more now that the danger has passed, certainly, but no small number of merchants have had to sell their ships to make ends meet in the short term. Add to that the sailors we lost in the final days, and it's little wonder the flow of exports is no more than a pitiful trickle. If Cazal's consortium is still with us, I'm sure he'd have found a way to turn our fortunes around. Now that was a man who got things done, God's rest his soul. Spoke with key local figures and gained an understanding of the populace's hardships. Bershan awaits your report in Megadusha. Okay, to Razatan we go.
Hey there, Vishal. What's up?
Ah, my advisor's return. I just made it back myself.
Hey there.
Why do you retain this vessel now that your true form is known? You could have flown across the island in a fraction of the time. Be that as it may, the sight of a massive creature descending from the sky can be startling, to say the least. There are few places I can enter comfortably without risk of flattening some cart or stone.
Understandable.
Fair enough. As for my inquiries, the people of Palakaz Stand are unanimous in their reply. They are surviving. Resources are stretched to the limit where refugees were pouring in, but they persevered with some small assistance from the Vermont. From what I understand, they've always been an independent community, hunters and foragers and the like. I was assured that the jungle provides for their needs, for the most part. Palakaz Stand has weathered the disaster better than most, it seemed. I myself heard good news and bad news. The quarrymen are cautiously optimistic, having just sold the full wagon of God's Skull to a foreign trader. But such visitors are few and far between. Compared with our best years, the weight of stone leaving Thavner has been light indeed. Our nation is small and isolated. Its prosperity dependent on the steady stream of exports. We must identify any obstacles to the flow of trade so that we may begin working to remove them. Tell me, what did you learn of Ayaki and Yamal?
Well, it seems that they really missed the trading consortium that used to be there.
I see. Without a dedicated buyer, the average fisherman has struggled to offload his daily catch. Which is why I believe we should first address the lack of ships and shortage of able-bodied soldiers in Yamat. I'm reminded of a child I spied with as I made my way back to the palace. His father was lost at sea when the beast sunk their vessel. So many variations of the same tragic tale, repeated over and over. So many lives lost.
It's true. It's been kind of awful. Seems like everyone around here has lost at least one person. Many, multiple.
Enough grief to drown in if we let ourselves be overcome. But we will not. Pieter, Justinian, I will consider the perspectives you have brought me and devise a plan to help my people confront this adversity. Come, I will like you to be in attendance when I announce this proposal to my assembled functionaries.
Sure.
I thank you for your attendance. The riches the Radiant Host have retrieved were hoarded in Al-Zadar's name. A fortune I set aside for a future day of need.
You didn't just hoard it?
And lo, that day hath come. May it aid our wounded city in reclaiming its vibrancy and vigor. In better times, I would leave such a task to our capable Ahawan. God's rest his soul. Finding myself bereft of his counsel in the here and now, I will assume the responsibilities of mine office directly. Firstly, the treasure shall be sold for more convenient currency. Thence, invested into the trading port of Yedlamad. Our merchants must have their operations restored, their ships rebuilt. Commerce must flow once more.
Makes sense.
None were spared the tragedy of the final days. Of this, I am well aware.
It's very green here.
But an absence was created by the loss of Karazal's consortium. And by filling it, we provide new means for our fishermen, our artisans, and others to bring their wares to distant markets.
All right.
And what of the children who were left without family to care for them?
That is a concern which weigheth heavily upon my mind. A simple gift of coin will soon be exhausted,
Right.
leaving these young souls adrift on the fringes of our society. Nay, a proper solution is needed, one which doth guarantee their welfare for years to come.
Would they be our new fishermen?
Thou hast surely seen how other nations rise to meet this challenge, adventurer. What dost thou deem the wisest course?
The Firmament's orphanage was built as part of a communal restoration effort. Everyone working together toward a single goal.
Of course, the revival of trade can contribute to the building of a new institution. Let us put this idea into practice. A contract shall be written, requiring all who receive of Al-Zadal's treasure to commit a portion of their future earnings towards the running of an orphanage. Now, such an influential policy is deserving of a worthy name.
Why not honor one of your most successful merchants?
A successful merchant. I believe I see thy reasoning. Karazal should be remembered, not as the blasphemy which terrorized Thavne, but as a hard-working and generous man who brought much wealth to our shores. Do any among you object to this proposition? Many here lost loved ones to the beasts.
He's a green dragon.
In that
Everyone's
time of
got green
strife,
armor.
any one of us could have broken. Any one of us may have been taken by despair. When I think of Kalzal, I feel no hatred. Only a stinging regret that we could not save him as well. Isn't that right, men?
This bodes well for that boy. Murad, was it? Perhaps he can cut ties with that shady peddler.
That'd be nice. Let's hope.
Then let it be done. Henceforth, this initiative shall be known as the Kalzal Foundation. Nabdeen, Thou art to assemble a patrol and ensure that no child in this city liveth in squalor.
I like the shoes.
Clerks, see to the management of our funds and make haste. Our citizens must not suffer a day more than is necessary.
Dragon and man, side by side in pursuit of a brighter morrow. I'm reminded of Ishgard.
Well, later times, not the 1,000-Year War. Give me that money. All right, it's party time. You're back. Let's talk about Air and Radiant.
Thank you for putting forth Kazal's name. Those whose lives he enriched will take comfort in seeing his legacy restored and honored. You will forgive me for not speaking sooner, but I bear a message from our colony Stola. She says that, she asks, that you meet her at the High Crucible at your earliest convenience. Understood. Thank you. Istula will have finished her study of the Void Gate. Shall we hear what she has to say, then? I will go with you.
All right, yeah, sure, the more the merrier.
I thought the satrap would be too busy setting up the foundation. My clerks have been well loyal to the cogs of this administration since before I assumed the office. They understand what needs to be done. I'm curious to learn what conclusions your Archon has reached concerning the gate's unique construction. As you wish. Allow me to lead the way, Your Excellency.
Sure.
I love the graphic update and how the cloth of Peter's outfit is very clearly different from the metal of his outfit. Very much a Crusader's uniform, or, if you will, a conquistador.
Hey, Stola, what's up?
Right, here we all are.
You discovered something new.
I took a closer look at that device. I was able to determine how it keeps the void gate sealed, but not how it might instead be employed to expand the opening.
My shirt says I was there. I was on the path less traveled, the path of totality, August 21st, 2017. This was from whenever I went to go see the solar eclipse in 2017. And this is one of two shirts I have to mark the occasion. This one was gifted by my parents. It doesn't quite fit right, but that's what this shirt says. It's a celebration of one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life, and it's actually why my logo is always an eclipse, because that's the coolest thing I ever saw. Okay, able to keeps the void gate sealed. Now, how it might be used to employ to expand the opening.
For that, I would need to reference the technique developed by Vritra's alchemists, no records of which appear to have survived the intervening years.
We know this, so why have you sent for us? Have you learned aught of value or not?
Patience, good sir.
It's expensive.
One must introduce the subject before launching into specifics.
Yeah, thinking about attending the one in Ohio this year, but it's expensive. Yeah, I really wanted to go with my wife to the one. It went through Dallas, which is not that far from here, and so I was like, "Hey, honey, we should go." And she's just kind of like, "I don't know, I'm kind of busy," and then we ended up not going, which is a shame because I mean, it's really something. If you get a chance to go, it's really something. It causes you to experience like an animal terror. Friends in California went to Dallas, yeah. Like there's an instinctual level where your brain sends off warning bells that something is very wrong. Like you get the sense that you're about to die, and it's sublime is the word, where the front of your brain, the part that understands, Bahamut has returned. Yes, exactly. The front of your brain, the rational part that deals with everyday life, knows you're fine. But the lizard brain in the back is like, we're about to die. This is how we die, and you can tell that like the animals nearby are also getting that sense. Like when I went to the eclipse, all the birds like shut up like instantly when the sun went out. And the crickets started chirping. There's a change I do not like. Yes. So I had intended, because I'm a teacher, I'd intended to go and talk and like teach a lesson on how eclipses work to my students live from the eclipse. And so I had a camera all set up and was going to just live stream during the eclipse. And the sun went out in the middle of the day. There's a sunset all around. The birds stop chirping. The crickets start chirping. There's a dog that my grandmother had that's yelping up a storm because it's like, we're all about to die. And my brain just stopped. And I said, wow and cool, about 30 times in, a couple of minutes. And then the sun was back. And that's all I could do. Because it's just like completely dumbfounded by the experience. You lose all words. It was the coolest thing I've ever experienced. If you ever get a chance to go again, it's worth it. Because it is a cosmic event. And you feel the weight of it when it happens. And I would say that I enjoyed it a lot more after the fact than during the fact. Because while it was going on, as I said, everything was short-circuiting in my brain. And then after the fact, I was like, man, that was the coolest thing I've ever seen. And I've just been left with that. I enjoyed it for years afterwards. But yeah, in the 2 minutes that happened, I was just like,
the whole time. But yeah, it's a cool thing. So yeah, anyway, that's why Eclipse is all of my stuff, is because it's Midnight Sun. You can totally understand why people were like sacrificing people during this thing historically. Because yeah, you're like, okay, whatever's happening, I need to make sure this doesn't like be permanent, and so yeah, you get that understanding on a deep level. So anyway, yeah, that's it. Patience, good sir, one must introduce the subject before launching into specifics. But yeah, Bahamut arrival.
We understand.
Good
Travel
analogy.
between worlds is accomplished by passing through the nebulous rift which exists between them.
1 in 2033 in Alaska. The full eclipse part would be the northwest part of Alaska, aka rural Alaska. Well, then adventure in and of itself. You can go there with the polar bears.
Picture, if you will, the moment you were called to the first.
Uh-huh. I remember like freaking out.
You touched a focus of some kind
Mm-hmm.
to help the Exarch pinpoint your location. His summoning spell then channeled the energies of the Crystal Tower to begin your journey to his world.
Wonder if I can plan a project in that area around that time. Again, if you find a way to finagle a chance to go, I highly recommend it, because it's something. There's one actually coming to Oklahoma City in like 2050 or something, like
The
forever
magics
from now.
tore a hole in the wall separating source and shard, and cast you into the intervening nothingness. In that place,
Right.
the laws of nature hold no sway.
Right, that's what it was like. Back to your own main story quest. Enjoy!
Yet even through this realm of temporal and spatial instability, you were borne safely to your destination in the first. The feat that guided you across such an unimaginable distance, both physical and metaphorical, was nothing short of a miracle.
Then what of the many voids sent found in the source? Who guides them here, and how?
Right.
An excellent question.
It is.
Though there are several methods by which the Void's denizens might intrude upon our world, the rituals of summoning are the most typical.
Mm-hmm. Sending out like a beacon.
For example,
places here.
let us consider the gargoyle, a creature of middling power.
Right.
To call upon such an entity, the prospective summoner must force open a void gate.
Mm-hmm.
The portal lasts but a moment and is relatively small, allowing only an imp or other lesser being to squeeze through with their physical body intact. Our more powerful gargoyle, however, is too large for that. Creating a gate big enough for him would require vast amounts of energy, far beyond the reserves of any one mortal practitioner. Instead, 'tis far more common to bring over only the entity's soul. We had a taste of that ourselves when a certain exarch dragged us to the first.
Okay.
And just as our bodies remained in our world, the Void Sense physical form is left behind in the 13th.
Okay.
Once at its destination, the summoned soul is granted a temporary shell to inhabit. In the gargoyle's case, a stone effigy has proven a suitable vessel.
Makes sense.
Wait. You said that Voidsent must be called here deliberately by someone in the source, reeled in like a fisherman with his catch.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. For a being to navigate the chaos of the rift, with or without form, there must needs be a guiding agent on the other side.
Okay.
When the hordes poured forth from Alag's Great Gate, it was the technologists who drew them through.
Summoners.
Though to my knowledge, planar fissures are in essence natural passages between our world and the void, which require no such guidance to traverse. Why is only the boundary between the source and the 13th so fragile? So much so that it often tears open of its own accord.
I believe solving that mystery is key to understanding travel between the source and its reflections.
And how do you intend to get your answers?
No. The danger is too great.
Perhaps. But what some call danger, others think of as adventure.
Were you not listening to my tale? Never mind that the means to expand the gate has been lost to the ages. Even could you force the portal wide enough, you would be greeted by an army of murderous horrors the very instant you step through.
Murderous horrors is our business.
I assure you I was most attentive. And I agree that to go alone would be certain death. But if I were to bring along one who has already braved the 13th, and humbled the cloud of darkness, well, I imagine my chances would be much improved.
Oh, yeah. Count me in.
I had a feeling you might say that. Once again, I put my life in your ever-reliable hands. That said, as much as I would like to march straight back to the Void Gate, there is the small matter of being unable to open it without the Satrap's personal authority.
Really trying to manipulate a dragon? Come on now, Ishtar. You should know better than that.
As I've said before, I will grant you and yours any boon you choose to name, provided it does not endanger my people.
You have my word that we will take every precaution. Not a single Voidsent will be allowed to threaten Radzatan, assuming we manage to expand the portal in the first place.
You have a plan.
Actually, I had hoped you might help us with that. I presume the alchemists you retained supplied you with some explanation of their methodology.
That they did. House Daymir was overseeing the project.
Daymir. Ah, yes. The family associated with the great work.
I did not fully comprehend the theory, but their research began with a Voidsent which had slipped through the fissure. After a thorough examination, they created an arcane simulacrum possessed of similar qualities. A man-made Voidsent, if you will. It was apparently indispensable in their efforts to enlarge the gate.
A man-made Voidsent?
That's something.
Yes. Being great admirers of the Archons, House Daymir submitted detailed notes to Charlene's official committee. They expected praise and accolades for their simulacrum. and were thus devastated to be informed that their work had been classified as prohibited material.
If that's true, then those notes might still be stored in a forbidden archive somewhere. Not Google, of course, since that library had yet to be built. Which leaves us with...
Charlene. The restricted section of Numenor.
Yes, it may very well hold a copy.
Mm-hmm.
In which case, I say we head directly to Charlene.
Yeah, let's go get it.
Unless you anticipate needing help to reach the high shelves, I see myself being of little use. Go on ahead. I still need to find Mirad and tell him about the Kalzal Foundation.
All right. Have fun, Estimia.
Let us be on our way as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They are resolved to venture into the void. Do I sit idly by?
Yeah, they reached all. If we're to enter Numenon's restricted archives at the minimum of us, then we must first secure the permission of the Forum. First, however, we must need to enlist the cooperation of a member of the broach the matter on our behalf. Who do you think might be inclined to assist us?
There are several people, actually.
No one springs to mind. What of Skarlock Montanane? He did come to Grahal's defense during the inquiry, after all.
Well, we could ask him.
'Tis settled, then. Let us head to Phenomenon and see if he's willing to help us once more. Crystal's now accompanying you. Here's the tutorial. The tutorial that you so desperately needed. Sorry, I see something. I want to go investigate. Hey there, fresh-faced student. Fresh-faced student's face lights up at the sight of you. Mission to Mordona. Ah, Pieter, welcome back. Are you perchance here to see Kryal? I'm given to understand she has a task for which she desires your assistance. Then I shall fetch her at once. Pray wait a moment.
Pieter, my thanks for coming. If you're now available, I'd like you and Raha to assist me in the task I'd mentioned.
For you to call on Pieter, I assume the task in question is somewhat more exciting than sorting through paperwork, which, I am pleased to add, I have finished. So if Pieter is ready, then so am I. Our venture to the bounty has only served to whet my appetite for field work.
Not to oversell things, but I suspect you won't be disappointed. Ere I divulge the details, however, permit me to provide some background. As you know, our organization, the Students of Valdestium, were founded by my grandfather, Galuf. Our stated mission is to uncover the mysteries of Heidelin and interpret her will, particularly through the study of her gift to us. We've since learned the whole truth, and it might be said we fulfilled our mission. But our work is far from over. In the course of our endeavors, we've sought to devise countermeasures against threats that come to light. Our involvement in the Warding Triad is an example of such. 'Tis my belief that in continuing to seek out the unknown and dealing with threats, we best carry out the student's mission. We best honor those we lost when the Isle of Val was destroyed.
right.
Forgive me, I didn't mean to darken the mood. In saying all this, I simply wanted to clarify our organization's purpose for a new age. In line with said purpose, we've been reviewing new requests, and one in particular jumped out at me. It comes from none other than Rambros, the Sons of St. Coinage.
Oh, truly? Has something happened in Mordona, then?
So it would seem he wishes to entrust the matter to us. While his missive is sparse on details, he writes that it lies beyond the Sun's expertise. Uncharted territory, were the exact words he used. I'd like for you to meet with Rambros and conduct a preliminary survey. Wonderful. When you're ready, pray make your way to Revenant's Toll. I shall let Rambros know to receive you there. I must remain here to oversee our operations, but should it transpire that more hands are needed, don't hesitate to send word.
All right.
Well, there's no time like the present. If you could go on ahead to Revenant's Toll, I shall make ready and be on my way.
All right.
We have a second mission. Or third, I guess, if you include Hildebrand. Mend. Mend unnecessary. Shortcut. I apprenticed to Master Matoy at the age of 7 and labored under her tutelage for a full decade. Never had the chance to attend the studium. Neither did Thancred, as I recall. Soon after Master Louis Soir took him off the streets, he was put to the care of another Archon. He was as rigorous in practical education in the arts of espionage and survival. I sometimes wonder what my life might have been like if I had pursued studies here instead.
Eat the last stand after a day of lectures?
Oh, that actually does sound lovely. Afternoons with friends, spent sipping tea and debating theories. Still, I wouldn't give up my time with Master Matoya for the world. The dank cave I studied in was as far from the bright, airy halls of academia as one could get. But it was a wondrous, magical childhood, nonetheless.
Chain.
Ah, visitors. And quite esteemed ones at that. What may I do for you? Pray forgive the intrusion, Scarlark, but we were hoping you might help us secure permission to enter Numenon's restricted archives. Oh, no further forays into the stacks this time, eh? Oh, no, not this time. I applaud this new sense of propriety. Yet in all this wild world of comparative serenity, what so compels you to disturb the vault of forbidden wisdom?
We're trying to find out how the Woodgate was opened.
Oh, yes, we want to find out a way to do it safely. And, of course, it would require that information from the archives to do so. Fascinating. I had no idea such technique existed. It would have been surprising if you had. If my assumption is correct, the music left behind by the House Demars lay dormant in Charlene's archives for many centuries. And if you unearthed this research, then what then? Surely you don't intend to cross over into the void. That is, in fact, precisely what we intend. To what end, pray tell? To develop a method for traversing the rift, of course. If I might keep my word to a distant friend. Sentiment aside, I have journeyed to the end of existence. I have heard, felt, and thought endlessly about the truth of our world and the echo of its future. And yet I want to understand everything, to unravel it all, down to its very last secret. A scholar worthy of the name wouldn't
force open a void gate or two if the grand revelation was the promised reward. Oh, marvelous. An audacious proposal worthy of Master Matoya herself. And after all the hearings of whys and wherefores, I, for one, do not believe you'll use the knowledge for ill. I see no reason not to present your request to the forum's consideration. Awesome. Although, your petition would be better received if you also had the support of another well-placed acquaintance.
Oh?
Why, Master Fulchino, of course. He could hardly ignore an earnest request from his dear children's most treasured comrades. Oh, I was hesitant to approach him directly, but if there's no denying that having Master Fulchino on our side would tip the balance in our favor. Very well. We shall pay a visit to the Vellier estate and plead our case.
Sure.
Oh, one more thing before you go. I would consider it a personal favor if you might share with me the discoveries you make in the void. My appetite for knowledge is every bit as insatiable as yours, I'd wager. So if you could see your way to indulging an old man's curiosity... Of course, Skolok. We'll be sure to pass on any revelations. All right.
Hey there, House Levier Butler. What's up?
Ah, Master Pieta, Mistress Estola, how may I be of service? We've come to speak with Master Fulchino. Is he home by any chance? Yes, the master is in residence. I shall inform him that he has guests.
Oh boy, retainers.
Well, Miliance would invite you inside for tea, but I assume this is not a social visit. You have some matter of import to discuss.
Yes.
Pray proceed. You have my full attention. Oh, yes.
Well, we were thinking about ripping open a void gate and, like, plunging through and ripping out something. You know, just normal stuff for us.
Well, I suppose I should praise you for following the proper protocols this time around. Scholar Montaigne expressed much the same sentiment. I assure you, we'll not attempt to circumvent the form's authority again, unless it is absolutely necessary, of course. Of course. You do not understand the restricted archives are restricted for good reason, yes? If no pressing need exists, then why risk the consequences of employing this forbidden knowledge? For a brother who misses his sister. She was his guardian and his friend, a selfless hero who crossed the rift between worlds to save her homeland from horror and suffering. But the brother's given up on thoughts of reunion. He spends his efforts elsewhere, watching over a people yet healing the flames of the final days. Loyal in his duty while betraying the longing within his heart. That orb and her staff is amazing looking. There's no vital mission, perhaps, reuniting these siblings, but it feels a worthy cause to pursue all the same. As one who feared losing his own loved ones and spent years to research preventing it, surely you appreciate how painful such a separation must be. Reflections are still very much a mystery to us. Offering to share your experiences in the first should constitute a fair exchange for our cooperation. Do not celebrate just yet. The forum must still be convinced. I shall add your request to the list of today's deliberations, and discover the decision, and deliver the decision to you at the Baldestian Annex.
All right.
clock does look amazing. I'm just oohing and eyeing over 7.0.
That's so pretty.
Do I see anyone around here? No, let's go inside. Oh my gosh, can I please talk to Istrola? Literally picks everyone but her.
So anyways, I said to him, man, that couldn't have been easy. What?
So, what did the forum decide?
To put it bluntly, Master Matoya has burned some bridges here in Charlene, and salted the earth for good measure. When it came to clear that her student was the petitioner in question, well, I know a few members voiced their discontent. Then the chamber was reminded, in no uncertain terms I might add, of the incredible debt we owe to you and your companions. That served to silence the grumblings and stiffen a few spines, and as it was agreed that allowing you entry into the archives was the least we could do in return.
Oh, that is wonderful news. Thank you, both, for speaking on our behalf.
Yes, well, as I'm sure you're aware, this permission is not extended lightly. Forbidden knowledge is to be treated with the utmost caution. There will be repercussions if it is not. I wish you well in your endeavor and bid you good day. Have it the same, that one.
Uncompromising. Oh, aye, but that very stoicism is exactly what Charlene needed to guide it through not one but two exoduses. That went rather well, I think. As a child, I dreamed up any number of schemes for getting my hands on those forbidden tomes, and now I can simply walk through the door. Oh, our focus will be on finding House Daymar's research notes, of course, but the thought of so much knowledge at my disposal has me feeling a little giddy.
You'll be heading directly to the archives from here, I presume.
Oh, you presume correctly.
You'll want to speak with the index page when you arrive. It's been instructed to grant you access to the restricted section.
Excellent. Once again, we thank you for all the help.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Believe me. May you find the knowledge you seek.
Oh, shall we?
Eastola is now accompanying you. Keep her at your side in order to proceed with the quest objectives. Hey, here's the tutorial again. Okay, so the under or over of more tutorials on having somebody walk with you. I mean, I'm going to say it's 100% that we're going to have another time. The question is, how many times before Dawntrail? I'm going to put it at 6. I think 6 more times they're going to have us do this before Dawntrail. The tutorial for how to walk with a person.
To think the set of instructions I laughingly imagined may actually exist, but mom's away from where you found me napping. Oh, if I had known Azalith of Thurn's exploits sooner, I could have well saved myself days of research. If the children's book might have pointed me in the right direction. To achieve the impossible, one must needs be flexible of mind and not look beyond conventional wisdom. Oh, and look beyond conventional wisdom. A lesson I'd already learned, but clearly not taken to heart.
Hey there, index page. Archon Stola and guest identified. Do you wish to proceed into the restricted archives? Yes, we do. Follow me if you would. Watch your step, and please note that the use of naked flames is discouraged.
naked ladies, we're neutral toward that. Restricted tome place. Angels in heaven.
If House Damia's notes are to be found anywhere, it will be here. Let us begin.
It's the Untitled Journal. Today, in a world not my own, I met the most beautiful void-born creature. She was so unlike her ravenous brethren, eyes blazing not with hunger but trembling, like a candle's flame, threatening to flicker out at any moment. I wonder if she is even the proper word. Such distinctions seem inconsequential, insignificant even. All that matters is the love that I feel for this exquisite, transcendent being. I attempted to read more. It does not seem to be the volume we're seeking. Did we just find a void-sent romance novel? Was that what we just looked at? Leather-bound log. Not log as in a giant tree branch. Log as in a record of events. The following pages detail the advanced method for manipulating rift-spanning apertures, as developed by Neshaman, the ninth patriarch of the House Daimar. We present these research notes to the faculty of Charlatan Studium as both a token of our friendship and as an expression of our boundless admiration. We appear to have located the forbidden volume you seek. Each fellow will need to make the final confirmation.
All right. I found a big stick.
Have anything you wish to show me, do you? My apologies, I flipped open, but a single book was completely absorbed in the contents.
Here's a record of House Daimar.
Oh, well done, Peter. I think you may have found our prize.
Yes, the ether signature is unmistakable. I've felt the traces of House Damia's resonance many times at the Great Work. Time to see what all the fuss was about. Among the ranks of the Voidsent, there exist entities with the power to call forth their brethren from beyond. The species known as Atomos, however, is uniquely prodigious in this regard. From its distended maw, it can expel an endless procession of void-born creatures, a talent which sorely tested the Radiant Host in its battles against these abominations.
Right.
Surmising that the entity itself was acting as a void gate, we endeavored to capture a small specimen and subsequently examine its physiological structure.
All right.
Our findings revealed that the Atomos had absorbed a planar fissure into its own flesh, which it could expand at will into a functioning gate.
Okay, then.
Upon further analysis, we identified an ethereal wave pattern emitted during this process. A pattern we were able to emulate by passing crystal-stored ether through a specially designed prism. We proceeded to embed said prism into an arcane simulacrum, thus completing what we have dubbed our artificial Atomos.
Interesting. Enough high
How
sleeping
could I
on
have
you.
been so blind to the possibilities? This species, not to mention its ability to summon Void Scent, has been discussed among academics for years now.
I actually ran into one of those, actually several of them, during my time in the World of Darkness.
Just before the advent of the 7th Umbral Calamity, we received reports of Atomos sightings from every corner of Eorzea.
Oh.
Surely you've at least heard the tales.
No, but I ran into one.
And still, House Daemir went and built a mock Atomos of their very own. I'm not surprised the Archons consigned their work to a restricted archive.
Quite.
It was no easy task, but at last we've unearthed the volume we've been searching for.
Hurrah! Awesome.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't tempted to stay longer. See what other forbidden titles might be lurking on these shelves? Ah, but that would be abusing the very special privilege we've been granted now, wouldn't it? Better not.
Your self-control is impressive. Don't worry, Mr. Page, we'll be back. Eorzea has been added to the Unending Codex. The 7th Umbral Calamity has been added to the Unending Codex. As much as I would love to start crafting an Atomos, I'm afraid this is far outside my field of expertise. Fortunately, I know a Hanst alchemist who would be delighted to involve herself in the House Daemar project. Our business here is concluded for the moment. Please pass our regards to the forum. Your message will be conveyed. Should you wish to indulge in more forbidden literature, I will be here. Patron mode disabled. Security mode engaged. Well, if anyone can help us, Nihana can. I say we return to Thavnair and look for her at the Great Work. All right, to the Great Work. Hey there, Nadama. What's up? Ishtalek tells me you're pursuing a most fascinating study, and that you want me to be a part of it. Oh, yes, sure. You have no doubt you'll be interested. This research log should speak for itself. There you are. Will it now? Wrong voice. Will it now? Boy, the sisters, this is the mock of House Daemar. I never knew such a work existed. Oh, you should. It was sequestered in Numenon's restricted archives, after all. It was. That means every word is within its forbidden knowledge. A forbidden tome filled with forbidden research, and you put it right in my unsuspecting hand. I can hardly wait to read it. That's how it works. When you're told you can't read something, of course, that's the first thing you want to do. Oh my gosh, there's only 45 minutes left of the stream. Ah! To think that Daemar were developing such marvelous techniques so long ago. How many innovations have been lost over the centuries, I wonder? Well, now that you've glanced over those notes, what say you to helping us build a new mock Atomos? Oh, I say yes. 1,000 times yes. Work on a Daemar project that has even the redoubtable scholars of Selayan trembling in their sandals. Oh, no alchemist of the Great Work could resist. A woman after my own heart. I suppose I should ask, what do you mean to do with this big mouse simulacrum once you've built it? We're hoping to traverse to the First World. Oh, so there's a secret void gate, and it's sealed in the ruins at the bottom of the bounty. Oh, today's a day of revelations indeed. If the purpose of a man-made Atomos is to expand this hidden portal, then I shall need to see it for myself, I think. Manipulating rift-spanning apertures is not the sort of thing you want to attempt without first taking into account every single factor. Oh then, by all means, accompany us to the vault. I plan to lead us back there shortly, once we've finished gathering the components I require.
Your chalet markets provided the raw aquamarine and pure water crystals, but I might need help with water. Oh, for such a liquid, you need go no further than the Fountain Maya. The ascetics of old once favored the place for their meditations, and the water which pools there now is known to enliven the flow of aether. Oh, that sounds perfect. If you would be so kind as to fill a flask at the pool, I will petition Vircha to join us. The idea I have in mind won't amount to much without his authority to command the Void Gate. Shall we be about it, then? We'll meet back here anon.
Sure.
Alright. Need to inspect the astrally dense pocket of water. Take a look at it.
Let's fast travel to the Great Works. This is right there. And I'm going to go to the bathroom. We'll have a moment. Burb. Let us continue.
Righty, slow us up.
Do you have that flask for me?
Here you go. Aether aspected water, as you requested.
Yes, this should suffice. Thank you, Peter.
Sure thing.
Look who I came across. Estinians seem to need a diversion, and we, in turn, may have need of his lamps. Right then, now that our little party is assembled, let us make our way to the ruins, where we have need of Nasuria's boat again. Not this time. Once Ishtula informed me of his destination. Once Ishtula informed me about... Sorry. Not this time. Once Ishtula informed me of our destination, I arranged for a vessel to be made ready at Ayak. Oh, Your Excellency is ever with a gracious toast. Shall we then?
Hey. Did you turn off? Computer? You're just waiting for me to stop paying attention. Alright.
void theory. The ship is yours to command. Hard thanks. We're set. Sail at once. Oh, this is exciting. As Isle's legacy, to see the truth of a legend with my own eyes. All aboard for the treasure vault.
Yeah, let's go to the Weaver's Warden. Sounds great. Alright. Hey there, Donna.
The ruins alone were impressive enough, but I never dreamed such a treasure lay hidden in the depths of the bounty. It may have been helpful to know this device existed, Your Excellency.
My apologies. The gate was a secret I shared with none but my closest advisors. I feared for what might happen should those with ill intentions learn of its existence.
Fair fear. Hey. There we go.
What is it you're doing now?
There's something I wish to verify. The NOAA reports claim that a short stint into the void carries little risk of etheric imbalance. Should one suffer an injury, however, or if one's expedition drags on longer than intended, that risk becomes significantly greater.
Okay.
Gra has theorized that a warding scale would confer protection from the void's corrupting influence. But I would prefer to test that hypothesis before we set foot in the 13th ourselves.
Fair.
So, this is an experiment of sorts.
Yes, an experiment. Tell me, how would you go about testing the efficacy of the warding scale?
I would probably send a familiar.
Very good. I see you've been paying attention. As Vritra sent his simulacrum, so too shall we rely on a familiar to bear the brunt of any unpleasant consequences. Now, a lowly imp can navigate a fissure, no matter how narrow. Which means an arcane entity of similar stature should be able to manage the same.
Alright.
I hadn't wanted it to come to this, but no other familiars will do, I'm afraid.
What are you sending through? The frog?
I dislike the sound of that. What manner of fiend does she mean to summon?
Aurora?
From ocean rise and cloudbank form, from mountain spring and rainfall storm, from river flow and life be born. Water, water, froth and foam!
A pixie?
Ready your arms. I fear she's been possessed.
Oh, come now. That was adorable.
Though not my first choice. These familiars I conceived of as a child have the best chance of fitting through the gate.
That's hilarious.
I Only wish my younger self had considered a more dignified ending to the creation ritual. In any case, these two should serve us well. This one will bear a warding scale.
You'll be protected, while the other one will not.
And when they return from the 13th, we can observe how the talisman, or absence thereof, has affected the progress of the Void's corruption.
We'll have to fight her childlike creature. This is like fighting the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
If I could impose upon you to open the gate. Your Excellency...
This will be our last thing we do today, I think.
Ah, yes, of course.
We should also be wary of void scent slipping through while we conduct our experiment. Estinian, you are to keep Nadana safe from harm.
As you say.
You had best be on your guard as well.
Froth and foam.
Oh, are you volunteering to join the Nixies? I could shrink you down, you know. Let us begin, shall we? Nixies, into the void.
Thoroughly looking forward to the result of this. That cute little childlike creature is going to come back all horribly disfigured and scarred and monstrous. It's going to be awesome. She's excited too.
I think we've waited long enough. Nixies, return to my side.
One of them is horrifically corrupted.
Thank you, little one. You did well.
Oh, the poor thing. Its essence has been irrevocably warped.
We're out of time. I must reseal the void gate.
Good luck.
They're coming through!
In the name of Al-Zidal III, I bar this door unto the void.
Well, that was a sharp lesson in the dangers of void gates.
They're pretty dangerous, all right. You want to, like, attend to your little friend there?
And what of our experiment? say the results speak for themselves.
The unprotected Nixie has suffered extensive etheric corruption. As Nidana observed, it's well on its way to becoming a void scent. The one merged with the talisman, however, appears unaffected. I sense no changes to its equilibrium.
Well, there you go.
Rest now, little ones.
So she's going to accidentally summon it, forgetting that she's done this, and it's going to come back as a monster.
Correct, then.
So it would seem that while our second familiar was untouched by void energies, the talisman itself shows signs of degradation.
Ooh.
It was, of course, originally designed to shield the soul from primal tempering. It stands to reason that etheric corruption of a different sort would affect it differently.
Right.
We may need to modify the warding scale's design to account for the 13th's uniquely unstable ether.
Okay.
You've said much of the Void's instability, but my imagination fails me. What manner of place is this broken world?
It's a world of darkness.
Ah, my apologies. I forget that not all of us spend our days sequestered in dusty archives. The 13th is a reflection of the source that was drowned in a flood of darkness.
Right.
In Emmett Selk's own words, this tragedy was a result of the Ascians' attempts to force a rejoining. They erred in their haste, and made of that world a useless void.
You hear the music from the world of darkness.
You remember Una Kalhai, the unusual child we met during our troubles with the Warring Triad. He explained the fate of the 13th thus. The champions of that ill-fated world used the stone known as Auracite to contain the power of primals. But those self-same heroes were gradually corrupted by the Auracite's bleeding energies, transforming into fiends with an endless hunger for ether. By the time anyone thought to oppose them, Light's strength had grown too feeble, and the balance of the 13th tipped into eternal darkness. And what of your own experience? Will you tell us of what you observed during Noah's expedition?
Well, we went into the world of darkness and faced a cloud of darkness, and yeah, it was not a good experience, actually. Cerberus in particular.
I can picture it
was awful.
now. The sunless, Stygian expanse, infested with legions of ether-starved monstrosities. A void in every sense of the word.
It eats and eats and eats and is never ever satisfied.
What you have described in such lurid detail is exactly why I hesitate to encourage you.
Mm-hmm.
Worry not, great Vritra. Our journey into the 13th is but the first leg of a longer voyage.
Oh?
A voyage that shall lead us to other reflections, to new mysteries and discoveries. And I mean to be there every step of the way.
Cool.
But first I must focus on refining the warding talisman.
All right.
Then I can begin work on constructing an artificial Atomos.
About 30
Or I
minutes left.
could if I had the relevant manuals to hand. Might I be so bold as to request access to the Satrap's family archives? Your Excellency?
He's not excited about this at all.
Oh, yes. That can be arranged. I will speak to my officials upon our return.
We will see you back in the city then.
Indeed. He's deep in thought.
Casting. We'll do aiming. With healing and casting, we've got covered. Once Nidana succeeds in replicating the mock Atomos, this door to the 13th will be ours to open. Will you be crossing the threshold alongside of us? I realize this is more my endeavor than yours. To be honest, I have no interest in visiting the void myself. Might we discuss this later? There's something I must do first. Why does everyone insist on being so secretive? I at least had good reason for not wanting to explain my Nixie ritual. Shall we proceed with our other preparations, then? As we saw, the warding scale will be effective in protecting the bearer from other sources of etheric corruption. Nevertheless, the talisman's durability will need to be improved if it is to withstand the void's influence for a prolonged period of time. And I think this is a problem we can address without involving the busy alchemist who created it. Who do we know who excels in this kind of structural augmentation?
Garland Ironworks.
An excellent suggestion, as I recall Sid himself is no stranger to the void and volatile energies. With an experienced hand at the helm, I have every confidence that the Ironworks can strengthen a warding scale. Come, let us visit the operation at Braugo's Reach and commission their best and brightest.
Sure.
No, we just went straight there.
Hey there, Junior Engineer. Peter, what brings you to the Ironworks?
We have a commission for you and your president, actually, assuming he's available.
Master said, certainly. I'll see if he has a moment free.
Sorry, I was busy redesigning the engines.
Okay, well, I'll leave you guys.
Pleasure as always. I hear you have a job for us.
Sort of. You see, we're trying to get into a void.
Heading into the void to find a lost dragon. That sounds almost pedestrian compared to your last adventure. Honestly, I don't know if you could say anything that would surprise me after Mitian and that bloody mess. Alright, let's take a look at that talisman of yours. You said there were signs of degradation.
Yeah, there are.
Seems some manner of corrosion is set in about the scratch on its surface. Much as the void's corruption seeped into Nero through his wounds. In any case, the best bet would be to simply prevent the scale from being damaged in the first place. And how might we achieve that? I have a coating agent for strengthening trinkets and the like, but I'd be wary of applying any compound which might upset the scale's delicate alchemical balance. Far safer to just dress it in armor.
Put armor around a trinket, huh?
I'll construct a protective casing, one that utilizes metal alloys with high ethereal conductivity, so as not to impede the talisman's primary function. A suit of armor, as you said. Nero's compiled data on the 13th, so I'll have him patch in with the design just to be sure. If only we weren't such an ordeal to convince him to follow our safety protocols, I swear. I've never had such a reckless employee. In any case, we may need some time to untangle the particulars. Understandable. We know how busy your schedule is, and the final result will doubtless be worth the wait.
The hard part will be ducking Jesse and her constant barrage for demands while we sneak off doing the fun stuff. We'll see what we can do.
All right.
I think we can leave the rest in Sid's capable hands. Let's return to the great work and see how Nidana is getting on with the mock Atomos.
Sure.
All right.
Check on the mender just to be sure. Hey, Nidana. What's up?
Ah, hey, Stola. The adjustments are going well, I hope?
'Tis a lengthy process, but the end is in sight, yes.
What a thing for a blind person to say.
That's wonderful news. I myself had some good fortune searching through the Satrap's private records. What I found was a transaction log dated around the same period as when Al-Zadal's legacy was built. It included a purchase list of highly exclusive alchemical components, and I knew I'd discovered the key to making the artificial Atomos.
Okay.
I then visited the High Crucible to commission the materials. After I'd explained my requirements, I was beset by volunteers insisting I allow them to help with the entire project.
Everyone wants to have something to do with this forbidden knowledge.
The usual reaction to someone forcing open a void gate is to run for the hills. Harnish academics certainly are a different breed.
Right?
The alchemists of old were cut from a similar cloth. The unknown held no fear for them. Indeed, they were ever eager to seek new knowledge, regardless of the danger.
And were you not also fearless, heedless even, in your determination?
My sire entered his dormancy before I was hatched. And so it was Ashdaya who kept my eggs safe and warm. It created a bond between us. Even long after I learned to fend for myself, I rarely strayed from her side. She was my guardian, my sister, my dear companion. And not a single day passes that I do not mourn her absence. No matter how deep the darkness, I would not surrender my search. I promised myself the time would come when we would once more take to the skies together. But I am satrap now.
The Radiant Host is here to serve, Your Excellency.
Nabdeen, what is this about?
Sir Estinian told us of your predicament. For centuries you have protected Rads at Han, never showing your true self, hiding behind a curtain and living only in service to the people. Your dedication meant more to us than your deceit, and so did we accept you as our rightful ruler. After all that you have sacrificed for this nation, did you imagine we would begrudge you your heart's desire? We survived the final days. We are a strong and proud people. We, the Radiant Host, will keep Thavnair safe in your absence.
I am grateful for your loyalty and for your encouragement. And yet...
Now you listen to me, Varshan! You are wearing that face, after all. As I have told you before, you are a little brother to us all. And if you are family, then so too is your sister. We are there for you if you need us. But do not ask us to sit by and watch while you abandon a sibling you have ached to rescue for millennia.
We will succeed in opening the way. It is only a matter of time. All you need do is prepare to step through to the other side.
Huzzah.
Your Excellency, I wanted to thank you for building the orphanage. It means so much that my sister and I will have a place to be together, safe and happy. And I hope that you and your sister can be together again, too.
This is very sweet.
To protect the well, we must take heart.
Take heart and protect them well. Such were the words I once said to you. And here I stand, failing to live up to them. If my heart is torn, I am fit to protect neither Ajdaya nor Radzatan.
Indeed.
My people, I have come to a decision. Vashan will depart Thavne for a time. My dragon self will remain in the palace, but only to conduct the satrap's most essential duties. While I am focused on controlling this vessel, there may be matters that escape my attention. I rely on you, my trusted friends, to watch over one another until I return.
Take care and fair fortune, little brother. Many tears would be shed should you come to harm.
I would not dare make you cry.
This could be a big mistake. There's great power in the eye housed within that puppet. You would not want to lose control over it. You surprise me, Stylian. For a lone wolf, you've shown an unusual degree of, shall we say, involvement in helping Vitra reach its conclusion. That was for the greater good. The worm's thundering sighs were keeping his citizens awake at night, and had travelers believing the place racked by some unnatural storm. But what of your own answer, then? You seem disinclined to venture into the void. And I was one with Nidhogg. His vengeful thoughts were my thoughts. His endless rage, my rage. And the soul-chilling grief he nursed for Ashtier's death. I would not wish such an agony upon my foe, let alone a friend and ally. If there is a chance that we can spare Vitra that plague, then I will follow you.
Any other former science we should call on?
Oh, I'd rather not bother our comrades with aught less than a desire, with aught less than a dire threat to the star. We four should be sufficient for our purpose. Now, on to specifics. Unlike the first, when the flood of life is halted before its devastation was complete, the 14th has been utterly subsumed by darkness. My plan, as such, was to explore the void within stages, withdrawing to safety after each brief foray. It would be more convenient, having some matter of base camp near the gate itself. One of the palace chambers should serve. Come, let us reconvene outside Magdoda.
only 10 minutes left. There's not enough time for us to start anything. Other than cutscenes. That's the name, isn't it? And so, we will require suitable accommodations. Might we make something available to our guests? All the chambers are presently hosted, the great mounds of treasure we carried up to the vault. Once the Foundation's activities begin in earnest, however, we can redistribute the trove and make a room or two ready for habitation. Good. Please inform me when you have completed the arrangements. As you have heard, we will have you settled in Magrura in no time. As ever, you're most gracious, Your Excellency. You risk yourselves to aid me in my search for Ajada. Providing comfortable quarters is the least I can do. I only wish we knew more about our destination. The gods only know how long our explorations might possibly take, and what our chances for success might possibly be. Succeed or fail, I am grateful to you for convincing me to make the attempt. On that note, I'll return to the great work and lend what help I can to Nidana. If you have preparations to make ere we venture into the 13th, now is the time. All I need is my arm and my lance. Perhaps I'll train with the Radiant Host to pass the time ere we depart. You know what this means to me, Pietro, but my purpose need not consume you as well. You're headed for another world. Find what joy you can in the experience. For you are a traveler, an adventurer at heart. This I know.
So I've been told.
As the sun sets. More crit hits. So much materia. Meanwhile, on the 13th, we got faces, we got hands on the face. Put the faces on your hand.
And thus I am returned. To be swallowed, bereft of senses.
Newfound adventure. I'm going to check really quick. You know what, we're going to start this and then I'll check off string. Excellent timing. Pietro, just moments ago I received word from the Ironworks. They have completed their task and are on the way to the reinforced warding skills. Similarly, our alchemists have been succeeding in creating an artificial Atomos. All is in readiness for our journey to the void. I have instructed our comrades to gather at the great work. Let us head there at once. Quest accepted.
All right. I think we're going to stop here. So we'll be back tomorrow morning where we will continue main quest and a couple of side quests, including a mission to Mordona, which is probably another BNC. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.